A decision on a major election law dispute. I want to bring in NBC's Julia Ainsley, who's outside the Supreme Court. Julia, what do we know about this ruling?
This is the biggest ruling today. Of course, there's some bigger ones we're expecting later this week, but the Supreme Court has said that the North Carolina state legislature has to let its courts review changes to voting there. This all came up in 2021 when the Republican-controlled legislature said that their court did not have the authority to review the way they drew congressional maps. They pointed to something called the independent state legislature theory. Now the court is saying that that was too broad of an interpretation and that they should allow the courts to intervene. This has widespread meaning because it could be that if they had gone the other way, then each Republican or Democrat controlled state legislature would have control not just over drawing voting boundaries, but over a number of ways that you could register to vote, really anything having to do with state controls in the voting process. This is also the second decision that this court has made this term on voting rights. Remember, they said that Alabama violated Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. So they are upholding voting rights in both of these cases, telling these states that no, they do not have this authority when it comes to redrawing congressional maps. And we're now waiting for bigger decisions to come later this week on things like LGBT rights, student loans, and affirmative action. They're running out of time. We expect those decisions to come probably Thursday or Friday of this week. Those will be big days, and we'll keep watching it.
All right, Julie Ainsley outside the Supreme Court for us. Thank you. Want to bring in Laura Jarrett now, who has been following this very closely as well. Laura, if you will, walk us through, as we just heard from Julia, the decision there, the significance of all of this and what it means going forward.
Well, it had the potential to be quite sweeping if the court had actually adopted what the Republican lawmakers had wanted, which was that state courts would have zero role to play when it comes to evaluating how states go about running federal elections. That would have been a bold and aggressive move, but the Chief Justice and Justice Kavanaugh not going along with the rest of their conservative colleagues here, deciding that, in fact, state courts do still have a role to play. Now, of course, this was all about a map dating back to 2021, but it's really about what's going to happen in 2024, Yasmin. Yeah. And that's why it's so important that they actually decided to knock down this theory now before we were reaching some sort of emergency situation where it's on the eve of, having to decide a major dispute. Remember all of the cases that former President Trump filed back in 2020, and all of those cases where state courts had a major role to play in saying that the president was not right, or at least not adopting his theory. If they had bought into the Republican theory there, state courts would have had no role to play in all 60-some of those cases that he lost. So it is a major victory for voting rights advocates who had been very concerned about what the court would do because they took the case in the first place, right? So people were saying, well, why did the court take it? Why didn't they just affirm in the first place? The fact that they took it at all is what had so many wondering, what would they do? And Mimney had thought, you know what, they'll just dismiss the whole thing as moot. They'll just decide we don't need to reach this right now, especially because the lower court decision, which is the one that they were actually reviewing, they had reversed themselves because the court had changed hands, had changed political parties. So they could have just said, we're not going to do this. We're going to wait for another day, but they didn't. And they decided to take it now and make sure that at least for right now, people are aware going into 2024 what the rules of the road are.